So let's practice a couple of problems where we solve equations and we need to use imaginary numbers. So here's the first equation. 2x squared plus 26 equals negative 10. So I want to figure out what the solution is for x. I know there'll be two solutions because this is x squared. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 26 from both sides. So I get 2x squared equals negative 36. Divide both sides by 2. So x squared equals negative 18. And then I'm going to square root both sides. So I get x equals plus or minus. Remember, when we square root both sides of the equation, we get plus or minus. Now, here's where this comes in. I'm going to go ahead and put square root negative 18. But I know that anytime I have a square root of a negative number, this is going to cancel out and put an I in the front. I also know that 18 is 2 times 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. Notice where I put the 3. Right in front of the I, but in between the plus or minus and the radical. So my answer is plus or minus 3i square roots of 2. So that means positive 3i square roots of 2 and negative 3i square roots of 2. That's how I have my two answers. Let's do another one of those. 3x squared plus 10 equals 26. So I'll start by subtracting 10. So I get 3x squared equals 16. Oh, I meant for this to be negative 26, so this would be negative 36. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So I get x squared equals negative 12. And I'm going to square root both sides. So I get x equals plus or minus. The square root of a negative is I. And then 12 goes to 3 times 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. And then what's left inside here is just the 3. So x equals plus or minus 2i square root 3. Okay, let's do another one here. Let's go negative 1/2 parenthesis x plus, whoops, start again here. Negative 1/2 parenthesis x plus 1 squared equals 5. So on this one, the first thing I want to do is get rid of this. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2 over 1. So the negatives cancel and the 2's cancel, the 1's cancel, and I'm left with x plus 1 squared equals negative 10. So now to solve, I'm going to square root both sides. So I get x plus 1 equals plus or minus square root negative 10. I want to take care of this. I have a negative, so that is going to bring an I right here. So I have plus or minus I square root 10 equals x plus 1. And now I have to subtract 1 both sides. So where I'm going to put it is right here in front. So x equals negative 1 plus or minus I square roots of 10. Let's do one more example. Let's do this one. 5 parenthesis x minus 3 squared equals negative 20. So I have 5 times this. So the way to get this by itself is to divide everything by 5. So cancel, cancel. X minus 3 squared equals negative 4. And now I want to square root both sides. So over here I get x minus 3. And on this side I have plus or minus. The square root of a negative is I, and the square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to write that as 2i. And then I have to move the 3 over. So it's going to be x equals 3 plus or minus, actually it's negative, nope, positive 3. Because it was negative here, so it'd be positive on this side. So x equals 3 plus or minus 2i.